Hi, I'm Lee Alfredson, and I'm also known as the Chalk Teacher. I have a company called LearnToStreetPaint.com. I travel the country teaching kids and adults how to street paint. I'm going to do a series of videos called Street Painting 101. This is my second video called The Basics. Okay, the basics of street painting. The first thing you want is to have a picture of what you are drawing with you, or at least some reference material that gives you an idea of what the object looks like. The next thing you want to know or follow is to think big. Now, I'm in a very small area here, but street paintings can be as big as 12 feet by 12 feet. So you do not want to draw tiny little objects. You want to really think big. The next tip that I have for you is to use the chalk sparingly and build up your layers. In just a few minutes, I will be demonstrating this. And the last thing is to keep your supplies on your tray or on the chalk box. For example, if I'm done chalking with this color, I'm not going to leave it on the sidewalk because it could leave a mark. And that's the same thing with your blending tools. If you're using a blending tool and you leave it on the sidewalk, it's going to leave extra chalk on the sidewalk. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the steps of how we are going to do our street painting. For the sake of this demonstration, I love this. I am going to go ahead and do a circle. So I'm going to do it very, very lightly. And then the first thing that we always want to do is put in our color first. Now I'm going to put just the basic lines of where my tree branches are going to go. Okay, so that I know where my sections of color are. So I'm going to map that out. And then I'm going to start filling in. The basic fill is the most important part. So what you will do first is you will outline the section with your chalk. Okay? I use rubber gloves or latex gloves because they make it a lot easier to rub into the sidewalk and not feel all the pressure of the sidewalk or the little grooves of the sidewalk. So once I have it outlined, I'm going to go ahead and push that in with my finger. The next step is to do fill. So I'm going to put my chalk on the side and I'm going to rub it lightly. And then I'm going to rub that in with my fingers. If I had larger areas than this, I would be using my blending tool, which is a cut-up pool noodle. But I don't need that for the tiny areas that I am doing for this demonstration. Okay, so what you do then is you just continue to go through and fill in your areas. It looks like I didn't get my green area quite the way that it should have been on here. Okay, so that goes down like so. And you are the artist, and when you're doing paintings like this, you can change it up all you want. This is your art, okay? So I've filled that in, and you can see I'm getting a little bit of orange in there, which really doesn't matter too much, okay? So the one thing I did not do is outline first, okay? So I'm gonna outline it and fill it in, and then rub it in with my fingers. And you can see anywhere that I have a little extra orange, I'm going to add a little chalk over the top so that we can get a nice solid color for that green. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and rub out a little bit of that orange. Okay, so we are going to go step by step and fill in all these areas. So you're going to outline. Use the side. You can see I'm using the side of the chalk. Okay, and then you're going to use your finger. I like to rub in circles because for some reason that seems to get it really down into the sidewalk and an even pattern or an even coat. Okay, you can see then where I have areas of the sidewalk still showing through, that's where I'm going to add a little bit more chalk. The most important thing for you to do is use that chalk sparingly. You don't want to push really, really hard on the chalk and have lots and lots of chalk dust blowing around. As you can see, I have minimal chalk dust, and then a light blow and I can get that off. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead then and show you. Let's pretend that this is all filled in. Once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and go over it. I was going to go around in a circle. I'm making this a circular piece of art. And I'm going to put my black. Okay? So as you can see, I took the black and I just put it, maybe went over it a couple more times, and then I used my fingers. I'm going to do the same thing when I go through the different colors here. And here's your trick. Keep that nice and straight, and then use the sides of your fingers and just go right up on top of the black. And you can rub it a little bit, like so. Just make sure that you keep it nice and straight. You can see I got a little too much in on my green. All I've got to do is add a little more green. And obviously I don't want to use anything but this finger, because this finger has green on the glove. I don't want to put black on top of it when we're trying to get rid of the black. So this is what it will look like when you get done. So this is what I call Street Painting 101, the basics. You're basically just putting flat colors down, making sure they're nice and solid, what I call opaque, so you can't see through them. And then you're doing basic outlines in black or another color. This is what I call basic street painting 101. Okay? Go ahead and catch me on the next video when I do basic blending.